settle in for a moment, look around a little bit, taking in the environment around you, just scanning for colors, light, texture, orienting yourself to your external environment first, noticing the temperature, the sounds that you hear. And then you can let your eyes, as you're ready to, just settle on a spot where you can let them close, whatever feels better to you. And as you do that, bringing your attention closer to your own body, right? So noticing the contact points with the floor and any of your props, noticing where your hands are resting or your arms are touching your body. And then noticing also if you're holding anything up, like your shoulders or your jaw. And let yourself soften a bit if you can, letting go to gravity a little bit. And then beginning to feel where your breath is. What I mean is, where do you feel your breath in your body? So just the simple breathing in and out. You don't have to change how you're breathing at all. Noticing what your energy level is like this morning, what your vitality feels like, what your mind feels like. And then you could begin to breathe a little bit wider on the inhale. Maybe you sit up a little taller if that feels okay to you. And a little bit longer on the exhale, you can breathe out your mouth, just getting all the air out. And then repeating that. Big wide inhale. And a long exhale, getting every last bit of air out. And after you do a couple of breaths out the mouth, you might like to breathe in and out through your nose. It's up to you. You can use your Ujjayi breathing if you'd like, where you can hear the sound of your breath in the back of your throat. Keeping that long exhale. And then on your next inhale, you can reach up. You can have your arms linked or separate. Just reach, reach, reach. And then as you exhale, taking one arm down to the side, side bending. And we'll keep going with the breath. So we'll inhale. You can push yourself off the floor if you want, come to center, and then exhale, leaning. Good. So going at your own pace here and your own depth of stretch, paying particular attention to how your side body feels, how your lower shoulder feels. Good. And the next time you come up, let's just bring the arms back down in the center, however you want to. It can be wide. And then just let your arms rest. We're going to start to spiral your nose. So it's like you've got a pen on the end of your nose, and just start to draw a spiral. So each circle gets a little bit bigger, letting your breath be continuous. And you can go until the circle is as wide as feels okay in your neck. So it might be really big like this, you know, or it might be smaller if your neck doesn't want to do that. But when you get to your widest circle, let's reverse now and begin to draw the spiral inwards. So you just start to get smaller each time. Keep your breath going. Good, until you get right into the center there. Good. And then once you get to the center, if your eyes are closed, just opening your eyes and inhale, sit up tall. Good, and exhale, let's come onto hands and knees in a quadruped position. You can always pad your knees if you'd like. Okay, and just begin with some cats and cows. So you can use your breath. You could use the inhale when you tilt the tail up, chest forward. You could exhale as you round. Can do them slowly or quickly. And involve your neck just the amount that you want to. If you want to start adding in some rib circles, go for it. So you could start to circle your ribs around either way. You could even stretch them away from the hips or figure eights. Good. And then let's come back to the center when you're ready and just start to kind of go back to the heels and up a few times. Just noticing how your knees feel and your feet and ankles. You can put your toes either way. Good. Now, next time you sit back towards your heels, let's lift the hands up with the fingers spread wide, so like an active wrist extension, and then come up and lean forward to stretch the wrist passively any amount. Okay, whatever, you're going to just do what's right for your own wrists. Okay, so you're going forward, stretch, and back, active stretch, trying to lift those fingers high if you can. And you might just notice the difference, you know, for you. What's your passive stretch like? And what is your active stretch like? Good. A couple more. And now the next time you come up, just come to neutral. And let's spread those fingers wide and really press down at the fingertips, like you're trying to bend those top knuckles and dig into the floor. The top joint there, I mean. And then can you push down at the base of each finger? So at that bottom little joint that you can see, and the thumb. Okay, so you're really using your whole hand here. Good. And then just start to take your weight side to side a little bit. Keep breathing. So, you know, you guys with arthritis in your hands, it's really common, right? So you want to keep moving them and do these exercises, but you just don't want to do it so much that you get a flare up later, right? So you've got to gauge that. And you might not know what that is until later, right? So that gives you the information for next time. So always err on the side of caution if you have some chronic pain going on in your hands or your thumbs or your wrists. Good. Now let's come down to the forearms and work with flexion. So first, we're just going to work with the forearms. We're just going to inhale, turn the palms up, try to get the thumbs down, and then exhale back down. So just this like pronation and supination of the forearms. You can let your neck relax. You can be curious about this, you know, side to side. It might be the same and it might not. And then the next time the palms come up, you can make a fist with the hands. Press down where a watch face would be, but see if you can lift the backs of the hands up toward the ceiling so the fists come up. And then lay them back down, spreading the fingers back out. Yes. And then relax your neck once you know what you're doing here. And just do about 5 of those, breathing. Notice all the muscles involved in this motion. Really good to keep working on your grip strength. I mean, you might not think of that much. It's an important thing to keep working on, even if you can, you're going on a walk and you go by the playground, you can just put your hands on one of those bars and hang from it for a little bit. You don't even have to take your feet off the ground if you're worried about it. You can just kind of let your grip hold the bar and gently let your weight hang. Good. Okay, next time you open up those hands, let's exhale as you put the palms down. Inhale, come up to hands and knees. Let's stretch back to a downward facing dog. You can move around however you'd like here. You might like to twist your hips. You might like to bend and straighten knees. You can always be on your knees in puppy dog instead. And then you might be focused on more of the calves and legs and hamstrings. So just pay attention to your hands again for a moment, pressing down through the fingers again and the space between the thumb and first finger, and all the knuckles. And now just bending the knees, you can have a seat on the floor. You could also hop if that's something you want to do, do a little jump and sit down. Just stretch your legs out in front. You could have your hips on a blanket like I do, but you don't have to. Okay, I'm just going to be here a moment. We're going to inhale, bring the arms out in front, and then exhale. Can you start to turn towards your right, bringing the right elbow to bend, and then back behind you. And you can look there too. And then inhale back to center. And we'll just do the same thing. So just a slow motion twist. Notice how far your neck wants to look. It doesn't have to go all the way, of course. Okay, so going side to side. Let's just do one more each side. And then back to the center. So that your arms come down, fingertips behind the back. And this inhale, lift those shoulders up. Or chest up, shoulders back. Yeah, you got it. And then exhale, releasing. All right. This is when we're going to set up our blanket behind us. So what we'll do is fold your mat up. And now you guys with the super thick mats, I think you can still fold it, but you could also scoot it toward the center instead of folding it. Okay. And then the blanket, if you have one of our yoga blankets like this, you're just going to open it up. I might even open it long like this, but still folded. The less thick it is, the easier the thing we're going to do will be for you. Okay, so you might want to make it a little less thick like this. Okay, and then you're going to need your block. Whoops, got my flashlight on. Okay. And we're going to just put the block between your ankles here. And I'm going to come down. You can lower yourself down. So I'm going to be like this. Okay. And it doesn't matter about the blanket right now because we're not using it for this exercise. Okay. What I'm going to do is inhale, take my arms overhead. And as I exhale, I'm going to bend my knees, lifting the block off the floor, reach up, grab the block. Okay. Now I'm going to exhale. So find your breath and very slowly with control, start to lower the feet back down, heels touch down, arms come overhead with the block. And then inhale, lift back up, give the block to your ankles. And exhale, lower back down, knees bent, heels try to touch. They might not be able to go all the way. And then inhale back up. Exhale, lower. Okay, Keep going with that, you guys. I'm just going to check you out so I can give you some tips, okay? Keep breathing. How's it going anyway? Okay. So first of all, if this is hard, you just don't bring your heels all the way down. Does that make sense? So you don't have to go all the way to the floor if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't do this with control. You guys, you're not putting your weight down when you come down. It's just a tap and right back up. Okay, so it's like tap and back up, not release. Yeah, that's it. Okay, you guys are doing awesome. This is a big core thing. I worked my core so hard yesterday that this is so painful for me today. So I know it's working my core. And then also the next thing, when you're lowering your feet, can you draw your ribs to the floor? So you're really you're not trying to overarch. And Renee, you could always turn your block the other way too. If that feels a little wide for you, you can turn it more narrow. Yeah, see what feels more natural in your own body, you guys. Everybody's legs are different, right? Yeah, that looks like it feels more natural to you. Looks like it feels, that doesn't make sense, does it? Good. All right, you guys, you're probably tired of this. Come on down, let your block go. Windshield wiper your knees. Yeah, you can drop your block. You can throw your block if you want. Just go side to side. Some people might like to bridge up and down a couple times to stretch out too. Just see what your body would like here. Okay, we are going to take the block back in a moment, not between ankles though, okay? This time, the feet are going to come off the floor and the block goes between the knees. And again, any width, so you decide, what feels right with your proportions, okay? And we're going to try to line the knees up over the hips. We're going to inhale, arms out to a T, exhale. And then inhale, let's take the knees any amount down to the right, like you're going into a twist. And then exhale, begin the exhale first, squeeze the block, bring the knees to center. And then inhale, any amount, knees to left. And begin your exhale, then start to move, squeezing your block. You're just going side to side here. Now, this could be really hard. It could be medium hard. It could be easy. I don't know. It's just going to depend on you, right? So if it's on the easier side, then when you come to center, you're going to try to keep those knees away from the belly a little bit. So they're more 90 degrees from the hips rather than drawn in. That'll make the load bigger. Right? And when you come to the center, you can also focus on drawing those low ribs down to the floor. And all you're trying to do here is, can you feel your core engaging to move your hips and rotate in this way? All right, you guys, after your next one, let's take the block away. Again, you can do whatever feels right in your body after that movement. It might be windshield wipers, it might be bridging, might be something else. All right, now we're going to use this blanket thing, and you might want to watch me first. So you could roll to your side so you can see, or however you want to do it. What I'm going to do is spread out my arms, and the key is I've got to have my hands on the blanket. My palms are down, my legs are straight, my arms are at shoulder height. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale, starting to tuck my chin and starting to press my hands into the floor strongly and slowly coming up, trying to roll my shoulders back, okay? And that was the exhale. And then I'm going to inhale, just slowly with control, coming back down. If you have to take more than one breath to go up or down, please do. It's not about that. It's about going slowly with control, okay? You can join in whenever you're ready. We'll do several of these. The palms are down. You start on the floor, legs are straight. You begin your exhale, starting to tuck your chin and press your hands into the floor, trying to draw the blanket in closer. Yeah, that's it. Shoulders roll back though. See if you can keep those shoulders rolling back. Your blanket, the key is your blanket has to be off the mat, right? So it's got to be on the floor in order to get this thing sliding. Yeah. And that's why I've got it super wide too. Okay, so go for it, you guys. Try a few of these. When you come up, can you feel like you're on some sort of Mediterranean beach? Just gracefully posing for, I don't know, for Michelangelo or whatever, you know, like, yes, that's it. You're a Renaissance yogi. That's coming up and down. Good, rolling. And the key is when you get up, you might not be able to get there if your shoulders are tight. It might feel like I can't roll my shoulders back. Just do your best, right? And when you're going to try when you get up to get those shoulders back. Good, maybe try one more of those. And when you come up this next time, let's just stay here for a moment and get up onto your fingertips. So now you're just in a long seat. Staff pose with the fingers back, Dandasana. Good, let's pull the toes back too, inhale. Good, getting the shoulders more over the hips, so just getting in a little closer, good. Exhale. Good, inhale again. And exhale, let's release. We're gonna set up our mats back to normal, okay? So you can set your blanket. I'm gonna fold mine back up because I know I want it for knee padding later. I'm just gonna get that ready. Good. And then from here, come onto your bottom again. Hands behind your back. No rush, no rush. Take your time. My feet are about hips width. My knees are bent. And my hands, my fingers are pointing to the sides. And I'm going to inhale, roll the shoulder heads back, and exhale. Can you press into your feet, lift your butt off the floor, and maybe go higher? You know, you could try to go all the way up to a reverse table and then come back down. We're just going to repeat here. So with control, let's use the exhale to come up, pressing into the feet. Feel your fingertips on the floor. Maybe you can roll your shoulders back, but do squeeze the glutes. Okay. And back down. Let's just do a few more, okay? We're testing out the shoulders and the wrists here. We've got a lot of mobility going on in the shoulder joint for this, and also strength and mobility in the wrist. You could just do this, right? Just come back on your forearms. Actually, you know what I would do? Let's just do this. Just do bridge. Get your glutes working. And now, next time you come down, we're going to come around into downward dog. So you can just come around. Stretch it back again. Just notice how your shoulders are feeling. And now, can you feel like your neck is really long here? Like it's hanging forward. Or hanging downward, no effort. Good, now can you find that wide breath again if you've lost it? And you can use Ujjayi breathing, you can use natural breath, either one. Just to help your focus. Good, and now let's slowly come to plank pose. Really pressing away from the floor. Engaging your glutes. And let's take the neck into neutral. So you're looking at, yes, good. And then exhale, let's bend the knees to the floor. So now you're in a tabletop. And inhale, reach the right arm up so your chest turns to the right. And exhale, we're gonna bend the left elbow as you thread the arm underneath. tucking the chin. And we'll repeat that. So inhale, pressing into the left arm, coming up, and exhale. Keep going with this. So you're rotating in two directions, right? Your spine, I know we did a lot of rotation last week through the spine. So we're doing just a little bit this week, not quite as much, but it's great to just get all those muscles warmed up through the spine. And you're also rotating on the shoulder joint. Now, the shoulder joint is really, has a lot of range and mobility, but we want to build stability in it. And now if you want to stay there for a couple breaths in it, you can. You can do any variation. Some people like to take that left arm forward and straight. Some people like to push into the floor to open the upper back more. People even like to take it behind the back. And slowly bringing the arm down as you're ready. Coming back to center, we'll do the other side, okay? So as you're ready, just really find stability in both shoulders, and then inhale, start to reach the left arm up, and exhale, thread, and maybe do 4 or 5 of the threading before holding. Notice how you want to have your neck when you thread. What feels best? Does it feel best to tuck the chin in or something else? And then whenever you're ready to hang out there for a couple breaths, go for it. Again, any variation is fine. Can you feel the width of your inhale? Spreading the ribs, and the length of your exhale. And then as you're ready, slowly coming out back to neutral. We'll exhale through downward dog here. Now let's bend the left knee and twist the hips. You can turn your chest to look underneath the right arm as you do that. And then inhale back to center, twisting the other way. And just go side to side like that a little bit. And then let's come to center and walk ourselves to a forward fold. And now let's let the shoulders relax. So you can bend the knees as much as you want. You might take the backs of the hands to the floor, letting your neck hang, or they don't have to reach the floor, but you could bend the knees enough so that they do if you want. And you know, the hands could stack. In a couple of breaths there. And then let's ragdoll roll up here, if that feels okay on your spine. Just let the arms hang. Feel like your tailbone is moving toward the heels as you roll up. Good. Head comes up last. And then let's inhale, arms up. And we'll clasp opposite wrists, elbows, forearms, whatever you get, okay? Exhale there, and then inhale there, and exhale. Let your right ear lean on your right arm and lean right. Good. And then inhale back to center, opposite side. Left ear leans on right arm, left. Good. And then inhale back to center, And exhale, bring the arms out to the sides and behind your back. Same thing, clasp whatever feels okay. Good. And then on an exhale, leaning one side, letting the neck relax. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, lean the other way. Feel those feet grounded. Inhale back to center. Good. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, bring them back up toward the ceiling. Same thing, okay? You're gonna exhale, clasp, and you can lean at the same time if you want. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean. Inhale, up. Exhale, arms come down, clasp behind the back. Same thing. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, up. This time, clasp the opposite way. Okay, and now we're going to twist. So we'll exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, center. And exhale, arms down behind the back. Inhale. Exhale, twist one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Let's just exhale, release the arms and stand toward the front of your mat and just get your blocks up there if they're not already there. Sure, yeah, absolutely. And then just stand at the front and feel your feet on the floor. Okay, inhale, stand tall. Exhale. Of course, that's not working. Hang on, I'll get it, don't worry. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extending your chest forward. And exhale, we're gonna step to plank. Now you could have knees down, right? You could be here. You could also be on forearms. Yeah, that's it, Wendy. Okay, so any of those variations. Now feel like you're sliding your heels of your hands back towards your waist. Good, just trying to feel your core turn on. Good, keep breathing. Are you breathing? Okay, got it. Good. Now from here, can you tuck your tail? So tuck that, yes, that's it. Tuck that tail. Good, keep breathing. Good. Now from here, you can drop to knees or you can lower down, come all the way down to your belly. We're gonna do our shoulder stretch down here as well. So you're gonna extend the right arm out to the side so you can alternate front or back from your neighbor. Left hand is like a push-up position, forehead down, okay? And then just exhale, press into that left arm, bend the left knee, flip over. And then you don't have to flip all the way over, of course, and then go to the other side. I'm just gonna go back and forth a few times. You're trying to feel this sensation of the stretch. It doesn't have to be big sensation, but on the front of the shoulder, it could be into the front of your pecs. It just depends on how mobile your arms are. So you can find where your arm wants to be, what angle to feel that. Couple more. Good. And then just come back to the center and set your arms up for a push-up. Okay. Inhale to roll the shoulder blades onto your back. Exhale, you're going to draw the ribs in and the core and engage your glutes. You can just press up to knees or you could press up to full plank. It just depends, again, on your mobility and strength today. Okay, now from here, you can go back to puppy dog pose or to downward dog pose. Take a few sighs. And following that breath in and just out the mouth, letting go. Good. Now let's meet at the front of the mat in a forward fold. You can walk your feet up or hop, and then bringing your hands above your knees. Let's take the weight towards the balls of the feet as you stretch your spine forward and take an inhale. And exhale, let's sit back in the heels, chair pose. Good. And then inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, arms out and down. Good. All right. Back down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, hands can be on legs or blocks as you reach your chest forward. And exhale, you're going to step back to plank. Now, if you feel like you've got a pretty strong plank, you can stay knees off the floor. But many people might just want to put knees down, and you can always come back up. Okay. And if your knees down, your tail is tucked under like this, right? And you're in a slant position. And all we're going to do, or not all, it's a lot. We're going to protract those shoulder blades and exhale. See if you can tap the opposite shoulder and then bring your hand down. Yeah, that's it. Good. Okay, so just boom, but without like doing a bunch of rotation through your body, right? So you could be either knees up or knees down. You're breathing. You can take a break at any time, but tuck those tails under, everybody. Yeah, feel like your armpits are moving. Yeah. Nice. And you could probably sense if your hips are rotating. You're just going to try to keep your hips from rotating. You can always bring the knees down if you've got knees up, right? Yeah, good. You can always take the knees up if you've got knees down, right? Good. Just keep tucking that tail under, Ellie. There you go. That's your work right there. Good. Nice. And if it's too much, you just hold plank. Okay. Shoulder stability. That's what this is all about. Take a break and let's just stretch the arms forward and the hips high to puppy dog pose, or you could do downward dog too. Good. Take a big wide inhale. Long exhale. Good. And again. Good. Let's roll ourselves forward so you can round the spine, rolling yourself forward to lay the hips down into cobra or sphinx pose. And shoulder blades away from your ears. Engage your glutes. Yeah, inhale. Really tighten those glutes. And then exhale. As you come down, stretch forward. Inhale, place the hands for a push-up, core push-up, right? So shoulder blades on back. Exhale, engage core first, come to knees or to plank. And then back to your down dog or your child's pose. If you're choosing down dog, let's inhale and lift the left leg up toward the ceiling. Good. And you can open the hip here today. The exhale, open the hip, and then let's bend the knee. And just maybe you might be able to look under your right arm and you might be able to see your toes over there. You might. Don't force it, okay? Just if it happens to be there, okay? Inhale, press into both arms evenly. Good. And now exhale, let's close the hip and straighten the leg, just feeling the difference. Good. Inhale. Then exhale, let's bring that left foot down. Now you might need to take a break between sides. If you need it, take it, okay? If you want to go to the other side now, we're going to inhale, take the right leg up. Good. Got the wall there, you can use it. It's quite nice. And then exhale, opening the hip to the side and bending the knee if that feels okay, keeping the knee high. Then you might look underneath that left arm. You might be able to wiggle the toes and see them there. Keep breathing, both shoulders even. And then slowly coming back around to square hips, straightening the leg. Good. Feel those even shoulders. And exhale, bring the foot down. Inhale, all four limbs pressing into the floor. Exhale, let's walk to the front. Good. Just let the arms hang again. Any kind of forward fold is fine. Notice how your neck feels. Have you been trying to do stuff with your neck here? Good. Notice how your wrists feel. Are you doing too much on your wrists? You know, you can always take a break and be on forearms for those things, right? Listen to your own body. There's no performance that you're expected to achieve here, right? It's really about you being in your body. It's not about making it look like what I'm showing you or anything like that. Okay, it's exploring your body, taking care of your body. Good. As you're ready, let's take hands above knees and inhale, extend your spine forward, weight towards balls of feet. You could explore. And then exhale, bending knees like you're seated in a chair. And inhale, let's stand. Let's bring the palms together as you exhale and down. And just pause for a second here. Eyes open or closed, shoulder blades down your back. Just feel your toes on the floor. You can spread them out. You might bring your mind to something you're grateful for today. And notice how that feels in your body as you bring your attention to that. If you've lost a rhythmic breath, you could come back to that here as well. So just feeling the breath come in, maybe for a count of 4, and then exhaling for a count of 5. Good. And as you're ready, let's inhale and reach the arms up again. You can open the eyes if they're closed, and exhale to fold. Inhale, extending your spine forward, and exhale. We're going to be bringing the left knee down to the floor so you can put it on a blanket. And then sitting up, you'll need both your blocks. You're just going to stand up on that back knee. So you're in a 90-degree bend at knees and hips. You're going to take one of your blocks on the inside of the front foot. Now, if you're more mobile, it might be low. You might not even use a block. And then, I'm always screwing this up. Okay, yeah. Well, we're going to find out where to put that one because I'm going to figure it out as I do it. Okay, so the back one, let's put it on the big toe side back there, probably a high level. And we might have to switch. Okay. We're going to start with our arms out in front. Just get stable through your hips. So squeeze them in, tuck the tail forward. Okay, inhale. Now, as you exhale, let's bring the right arm up and then take it back to that back block if it can reach. And reach the left arm up toward the ceiling. Good. Just keep breathing. Good. Inhale. Now exhale. Yeah, I did do it the wrong way. Well, we'll just try it this way. Bring the left hand to the block, twist open to the right. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to inhale, rise up to center, but this time let's take the block and put it on the pinky toe side of that back foot. I'll just move it over there. Okay, let's try it this way. Arms out in front. Okay, we're going to inhale, take the left arm up and reach back for that block. Right arm towards ceiling. Good. And then exhale, we're going to bring the right hand down to the block, opening up to the left. I still don't have it right, but let's just stick with this one, okay? So we're going to go around. Oh, I see what I did. Let's just stick with it. Let's just stick with it. I really wanted to do these big circles with the arms like this. And I can do those, but I have to switch my block back to where it was the first time. Oh, so you're just going between the two positions. And if you want to do big arms with me, it's like this. I put my block back on the big toe side. But really, you guys, it's just about this motion of going forward and back, adding a twist from side to side, and it can be facing either way. and moving the shoulders through a circle. That's all it's about. That feel good? Yeah. Okay. Now let's come up to center and just switch legs. Yeah. Okay, so I got my left leg for you. Now I'm going to say everything correctly, I think. I'm going to put the block back, the back block on the big toe side, the front block on the big toe side, any height on both. Okay. Now the question is, can I get there? Okay, so here we are, arms in front. Inhale, tuck your tail, squeeze your hips in, exhale. And inhale, left arm up, and then it finds the block behind you, right arm up. Exhale, then inhale. It doesn't really matter when you breathe. Arms come forward, circle down, left hand comes down, twist open to the right. I think I said it. And then exhale, right arm goes back, left arm goes forward, circles up and around. Good, and then just keep going. You don't have to be doing it like me. It doesn't matter, okay? You're just rotating and twisting and breathing, hopefully. Any amount of leaning back, any amount of circling. Hopefully you're getting out of your head by now, but if you still find yourself in your head, just move your arms around in circles and keep breathing. Okay, next time you pass through the center, we're just going to move our blocks out of the way and come onto your hands and knees. Okay, protract the shoulder blades, so widen them, inhale. And now you can watch me if you want. All I'm gonna do is exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, I'm gonna come back down to quadruped, and exhale, twist open to the left. Okay, I'm putting my hands slightly ahead of my shoulders as I come down, just slightly ahead, yeah. Now, this is a good place to stay if you got wrist stuff going on. You might even need to just stay on one side and do a forearm version. Another option would be to do this from plank. So you would start here, and as you exhale, you just roll on the feet. Again, the hands are a little ahead of the shoulders. Now, no pressure to do that. You can stay right on the knee, okay? If you're on the full plank, so you've got a lot more weight on your hands and wrists, can you think of your hands the same way we practiced in the beginning? Like really using the whole hand, digging the fingertips into the floor. Having the hand a little more forward will have less extension in the wrist. If it's a little more forward, right? Then having it way back here, ow, a lot of extension, less extension. Okay, you guys, next time you come through the center, you can either go back to child's pose or down dog, or you could go through a vinyasa if you prefer. Okay, then take a break. And then when you're taking your break here, just notice how you're feeling. Feel your breath go in and out. Try to tune into your body as a field of sensation, right? Noticing all the little parts talking to you, maybe telling you to make adjustments in what you're doing. And feel your breath as it comes in and your breath as it goes out. One more breath there. And then we'll come back to our knees. And you can do either side first. You might just want to do this side so you can see better. What I'm going to do is I'm coming onto my left side here. So I'm facing you. And you don't have to have this blanket here. It's not necessary. I'm going to show you. So this is what we're doing. And then you can decide variations. Wendy, you'll probably want to do a side plank on your forearm. Okay, so if your wrists are really bothering you, it could be knees down like this or knees up, okay? But if your wrists are okay, you can be on your hand. Your hand would come ahead. See how it's head like this, right? And I would roll my shoulder back. My right leg is crossed over. My top leg is crossed in front of my bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhale and lift up. And inhale and come back down. Okay. Yeah. So that's just a little test to see, does that feel okay on your wrist and shoulder? Right? Okay. Let's try, depending on your hip, this might be a little easier for what we're going to do. Let's try this version where, did you see what I did? I just put my right foot in front, but if that doesn't work for your hip, it might not be easier. Okay. And now I'm going to do this. I'm going to exhale and I can really push into that. So this leg gets to work more than my shoulder. And then I'm going to lower and lift like this. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Yeah. Okay, let's take a break and just check in. So a couple of things, right? This shoulder blade needs to be down the back. So as I'm doing this, it stays here. So when I lift and lower, it can come up when I lower. I get a nice stretch through here, but when I lift and put weight on it, I'm really integrating it, I'm not doing this, right? You can do it on knees. You can just hold a side plank on your knees like this, if you don't want to lift and lower, or you can also do it on forearms. Okay. You can also do it. Wait, sorry. This is going to be the most work. Okay. All right. So let's do that second side, just because we just worked the first side. So you can either flip around on your mat or you can turn around. Okay. The arm ahead of the shoulder if you're on hand. You can bring that top leg in front just to start for a few. Okay. And then as you exhale, shoulder blade onto back, you can lift up, bring the arm along the ear, and then inhale, arm comes down along the hip. You dip the hip down to the floor, and then you exhale, lift back up. And you repeat that. Now for me, I want more, that's not enough for me. So that's why I'm going straight leg. But if that's enough for you, you stick with that. And I want you to really try to feel your core working in the side waist. You feeling that? Yeah, so as you dip down, it's about a dip. It's about a weightlifting move. It's like you're lifting the weight of your body up and down, and up and down. Whew, and I can feel my core working. And of course, my shoulder. Yeah, good. And then come down. Let's go back to the first side. All right, so choose your own adventure, right? Can be knee, leg in front. It could be holding a forearm plank, right? It can be any of these variations. Choose which one is right for you. And then when you're ready, you can begin these hip dips. Might even breathe out your mouth if you're breathing out your nose. Good, you guys. And then coming down, let's bend the knees so they stack at a 45-degree angle from your belly and turn your forearms down to the floor, letting your neck rest. Try to breathe into both sides of your rib cage. Feel the width between the shoulders. And then slowly come up. Just switch your knees to the other side, 45-degree angle. Forearms come down. Breathing into the space between your shoulder blades, pressing evenly into your elbows. Neck at ease. And then slowly coming up. You can face whichever, you guys might want to face this way. Those are on the side walls. And Renee, you can face whatever way you want. Gonna come onto hands and knees with the mat wide and come into Prasarita Padmottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Let your neck go. That's it. Now, if you want to, you could interlace your hands behind your back and come into a shoulder stretch as you're here. You might reach the arms toward the ceiling, or you might just roll the shoulder heads away from the floor and let your neck hang. Good. Feel your feet grounding you, following your breath in and following your breath out. And you feel the pinky toe balls of the feet, the big toe balls of the feet, and the center of each heel. And if you're in the shoulder stretch, just slowly letting the arms go. Inhale, reaching the chest forward, and exhale, bend the right knee, bringing the left hand toward the floor. You can even use a block, twisting open to the right. Then inhale, lift up, switching sides. Bend the other knee. Yeah. So you're bringing the opposite hand toward that opposite foot. Same hand goes up towards ceiling. Now, if it's really hard to get to the floor, just put a block by each foot like this, right? And you can do it. You can even carry the blocks like this. Good. So you're just going back and forth. Again, rotating the spine, bending one knee. So you're in a adductor stretch as well. Good, you guys. Oh, this might be tricky. Let's see. What foot do you guys have forward? You guys have your left foot and you guys have your right foot forward. Oh, okay. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so let's go toward that front foot. Bring your block and come into a twisting lunge. So whatever foot you have forward is fine. The opposite hand comes down, you twist open. Good, lift and engage the back leg. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna help everybody to the opposite. This hand down. Oops, you okay? Yes, you got it. And you too, Wendy. There we go. And you twist open that way. There you go. Breathe, right? Breathe. Now, some of you are going to choose to stay here. Wrist people, you got it. Look that way. Look towards Amy this way. That's it. Good. Keep breathing. And you too, Holly. Go towards Jeanette. Good. Okay. Now, some of you are going to stay here, or even bring the knee down, right? And twist. Some of you will put your hand on the floor and wiggle yourself back to your side plank. You could do any variation of side plank. The knee could come down, You could have the opposite foot in front, right? Whichever variation you want to do. Keep breathing. You could even try to balance on the pinky toe edge of the bottom foot and lift the top leg up. Keep breathing. Good. And then when you're ready to come down, you slowly come to plank. Good. Back to down dog. You could always be in child's pose. We're going to inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, open the hip, bending the knee. Press evenly into your shoulders. Maybe you can look underneath your right arm and see the foot. If you want to try flipping yourself over, what you would do is bend your bottom leg, your right knee, and start to come onto that right arm. Place the left foot down slowly, rolling the right shoulder back, and you could side reach or you could back bend. No pressure to do any of that, okay? Keep breathing. And then exhale, I can slowly bring the left arm back down, start turning toward the floor, and inhale, reach the left leg up. And exhale, bring the left leg down. Good, you might want to go to child's pose. You might want to stay in down dog, or you might want to do a forward fold. Okay, so choose again what works best. 3 or 4 breaths. Maybe a sigh. Good. And then from here, we got to do that other side. So you can come from downward dog or from hands and knees. Okay, and take your legs wide to the side again. Now, if you want to keep facing the front of your mat, you're going to need to turn your wide-legged fold the opposite way that you did last time. Does that make sense? So whichever way you did last time, but if you want to face the back of your mat, that's fine. Okay, shoulder stretch. Interlace hands. You can bring them up overhead if you'd like. You were trying to turn this off, right? There, it'll go. It just takes 60 seconds. I don't know why. Okay, good. Good. Now we're going to do our skater rotation. So we're going to release the shoulder stretch, bend one knee, place the opposite hand by it, twist open. Good. Switching sides, back and forth. Now, I don't usually want you to like think of the next step, but in this case I do. Do you remember which leg that you bent and twisted in your lunge last time? And can you do the opposite one this time? All right, bring your hand either to a block or the floor inside your foot, big toe side, and then twist open and ask yourself, is this the arm I just balanced on? Right, that might help. Yeah, I think you're right. You guys are all doing it. Yes, look at you. Yeah, keep breathing. Now notice how this wrist and shoulder feel, right? Because it might be different than the other side. Engage that back leg and be in the moment here. And when you're ready, you can either stay here, you could even drop the knee, right? Or you can come into your side plank variation. Okay, remember, it can be any of the variations we practiced. It can also be on forearms. So you start to turn, you guys would put your right hands on the floor. And then you can either bring the right knee down or not. Right? Or you could be here, or you could be here. Did you do the other one last time? I think you've got the right one, Jeanette. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh yeah, even do this. How about do this? And then you can just try to work on the shoulder. Good, and keep breathing. I love all the variations you guys are choosing. Yeah, come on to that pinky. There you go. Nice, Sally. Yeah, keep breathing, everybody. Good. Now, you guys in this full plank, full side thing, you're gonna go into plank from here, right? And then you can come back to your downward dog. Remember, choose your own adventure. So you could be resting in puppy pose. This time we're gonna do right leg up. Okay, yes. Exhale to open the hip and bend the knee. Good, you can look at the toes over there underneath the left arm. Then you could slowly start to bend the left knee and come onto that left arm, putting the right foot down, all the foot, and it can be a side bend, side reach, or it can be a back bend. And keep engaging the glutes. Good, and then slowly come around. Come down into any resting pose. It could be a wide-kneed child's pose, patting the forehead. It could be face down, belly down, or anything else, okay? So let's just breathe in, getting really wide through your ribs and your low back, and then breathe out slowly. Good. And let's breathe in for a count of 4 really wide. Just count it for yourself. And then breathe out for a count of 6. Good. Feel or notice if you can feel your nervous system settling. And then as you're ready, let's roll up into a seat. You might want to sit on your blankets or your block today. What we're going to do is take the left leg underneath and the right leg on top. Okay, so the block and the blanket can really help even out the hips. Depending on your mobility, some people will come into something that's more knees stacked above one another. You just don't want to have any pain in hip or knee. Or you might be more here, okay? Okay. If you're here and you can hold your feet, take your hands to your feet and sit up tall. You could let your eyes close. Let's breathe in again. Breathe in for 4. Let's just pause for a moment, top of the breath, and then breathe out for 6 if you can. You can always breathe out the mouth if it works better for you. And then again. Just helping your nervous system along, helping to downregulate. And now you can always stay right here, or if you'd like, you could inhale, opening eyes and spreading your arms. And then exhale, wrapping your left arm on top of the right. It could be a hug like this, or it could be eagle arms. Okay. Then inhale, relaxing the area around your neck as you breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And exhale, you might want a neck stretch. You could always take chin down or ear to either side, right? You can just and explore. I want to encourage everybody to keep working your shoulders and your wrists and your arms in a way that is right for you without causing any flare up. Hang things if you can. You start to lose muscle in 30s or something like that, right? So we need to work on keeping that strength. Good. When you're ready, we'll just inhale, open up the arms, and exhale, take the fingers back. You can get the muscle back though, right? We just have to work harder with the chest. Good. Good. And then well, it depends on what your energy feels like right now. You might just want to switch which leg is on top, or if you could want to do the disco turn with me, you could do that. Okay, just depends on your mood. I'm going to do the disco turn. So I'm going to go left. And go around. But if you're like, no, I don't want to do the disco turn, then just switch. Okay, you don't have to have the same mood as me. All right, hands to your feet. And now down regulating again, right? So just breathing in. You take a sigh. Yeah. Yeah. Can you feel anything dropping down a little bit? I can. It's okay if you can't too. You can just keep lengthening that exhale. It'll help get you there. And make sure that whatever you're stretching is not too intense. If it's too intense, you won't be able to down regulate. Okay. Another option if it's too to sit cross. Okay, and now when you're ready, we'll go into our hug or eagle arms, inhaling, opening, and exhaling, right arm on top of left, any variation. You can work with your neck if you want. Try to let your jaw soften. And create some space around your neck, between your neck and shoulders. And then as you're ready, you can inhale, open up. And exhale, just gonna lean back and stretch your legs out in front. Now here, you could come onto your back and draw your knees into your belly or do happy baby pose. Or if you like a forward fold over your legs, you could choose that. Okay, so here's one option, hanging here. And another option is here. Just exploring again, what does your body want right now? And as you do this, can you continue to lengthen your exhale? Good. Now, if you're in a seated forward fold, you can find your way onto your backs whenever you're ready. If you're already on your back, you can get anything you'd like for a Shavasana, or you might want another pose before Shavasana, feel free. So get any props you want. If you want me to bring you a prop, just let me know here. I can bring you blankets or bolsters. Anybody need anything? Get yourself warm and comfy. Turn to the heat up. And once you find your Shavasana, let's take a sigh or two. The purpose of Shavasana is to just help your body integrate, come into a deep rest and integrate all the learnings or changes that may have occurred in your practice. And also to give you some practice in letting go. Can you feel yourself supported by the props and the floor below you? And practice letting go of as much effort as you can. Practice softening behind your eyes and around your eyes. The way down to your jaw, your tongue, your throat. And inviting that softness all the way down your torso, your arms and hands, your legs and feet. And if you're finding yourself often your mind caught up in your thoughts, just bringing it back, your awareness back to your body. You can even take a sigh. And then if you have a way that you want to feel today, an intention for that, for your day, In Sanskrit, that's called a sankalpa. It'd just be one quality that you want to feel. And instead of thinking about it, can you feel like you're just breathing in that quality to every part of your body, all the way down to your toes? And I'll end our practice with an Om and just let you take your time coming out at any moment. Okay. I'm just going to inhale and then I'll Om. Om. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. I will be here next week too, on President's Day.